Hey there, Donna Reiners here. Hope you're well. I do hope everybody's doing okay. I am going to, real quick, send something out as I promised I would do. And we'll get going. Today we're going to talk about wealthy women rising. And of course, if you're a man, there are some men that want to rise into a greater wealth. You know, you can have people with no money that want to rise into health. I keep saying health, so maybe we'll talk about health today too, into health and wealth. Then you have people that have a lot of money that want to rise into more health and wealth. So it doesn't really matter where you are in your stage of your journey in wealth, which is health. It's health for finances. It's health for your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, right? And so I am attempting to get this where it's supposed to go, but it is not taking place. Well, you know how Facebook changes things whenever they want to. That's kind of what I'm seeing going on right now. And so it is what it is. So, okie doke. I'm not able to do what I thought I could do. And that's okay. We rock on, don't we? We definitely rock on. Well, first, how's everybody doing today? That's my question. How are you and what's going on in your neck of the woods? I would love to know. And when you come on this, let me know where you're from if you see this. Honestly, I've had a lot of pushback lately because I almost got, my account got threatened to be suspended. Oh, you know what? I see what's going on. Well, anyway, my account got threatened to be suspended. And after working through what you got to work through to get through all that, I finally got approved. But then I learned that what happens after that is that you get pushback. You get pushback from Facebook, and your content, whatever you're doing, it does not get promoted. So that's kind of part of what's happening. I'm noticing that since that happened, it's like very rarely does anyone see my videos anymore. So that's interesting, and it could be discouraging, but I'm choosing not to be discouraged, choosing to move forward like we do. You know, our lives are not dependent on Facebook, are they? Our lives are not dependent on what Facebook thinks about us. I'm just saying, we cannot allow that to be what we are thought of. We cannot. We have to really, truly buckle in and buckle down on who we are in life, not on social media. Now, I happen to have used social media for many years, really just to encourage people and to love on people, because it's just my calling, whether you're in my living room or you're at a restaurant or you're watching me live, you know. It's just kind of how I roll. It's what's in my heart. And so recently, I realized how out of alignment I was in what I wanted to be doing in life. And that was really fascinating for me. Very fascinating, because, you know, you don't know you're out of alignment because you just continue to move forward, move forward, move forward. And sometimes you don't give yourself a moment to consider. And things weren't going bad. That wasn't it. It wasn't because things weren't going well. It was because I realized my heart was shifting and had been shifted. And I needed to shift. And there were some needs of my community that were there that I wasn't addressing because it wasn't the lane I was in. Have you had that happen where you realize, wait, I'm doing this, but they want that? And so that also, I'm just saying, that also was something I had to look at. I just had to look at it. I'm like, wow, what am I doing? And so we shifted from emotional transformation, really, into another lane for a moment, and then we went into Wealthy Women Rising. And I've noticed that women really want help. Women need encouragement to move forward in their finances, and not just to feel good, but to be able to provide for themselves, provide for themselves. And not every woman can provide for herself. See, that's the truth. Not every woman can provide for herself. And so when you realize that's going on, you want to help. You just want to help. And so I'm going to get going now, and I bless you and hope that you're encouraged today, and hope that you know that you're loved, that you're a blessing, and that you're in the right place at the right time. And so today I am talking about making a shift so that you can see abundance. And I was thinking about this. It's like sometimes our financial freedom is being repelled and we just don't realize it. And sometimes it's because we don't ask for something, because we think we can't ask because whatever we ask for is too much. Or, when you're a good woman, you don't ask and you never expect. And so because you're not asking, there's scripture that talks about asking and receiving at the same time. And I remember once years ago, Pastor Bob doing a training on how those words actually mean you're asking and you're receiving all at the same time. It's such an ask that it's just about a command. But we're asked, it's like, let's beg God for this and let's beg God for that. But there's no confidence in begging. And I think that God does respond when we are confident, because the Christ inside of us is confident. The Christ inside of us is not begging. And we forget that we're one with the Christ inside. And when our behavior and our thoughts and how we're living is not congruent with the character and the power and the confidence and the assurance of the Christ inside, then we're not going to feel good about ourselves. We're not going to feel good about anything, are we? So sometimes, I wonder if now just hear me. Sometimes you are so praised for being selfless, for giving so much, for never complaining, for never wanting too much. But what if that's a pattern that is repelling, pushing away freedom in your finances? So let's shift something. Let's just take a little shift. These are incremental shifts every time we get together. Especially for women. I think really more for women than men. From the time we were little girls, most of us were rewarded for being small. Never asking for anything. Oh, she's so selfless. Look how content she is. She's so good. And so we internalize those compliments and they become identity. And slowly but surely, without realizing it, wanting something becomes dangerous to us. And needing something looks like it's weak. So we think we become on the inside, we become weak. And receiving is selfish. So we perform without realizing it. And we become the woman everyone can count on. And we give and we give and we give and we gave and we gave and we gave from the time we were little. And every time abundance tried to get in, a raise, an opportunity, maybe a generous gift, we deflected. Oh no, that's not too much. Now, listen, hear me. I'm not saying that we don't work for a living. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the inside world feeling like we don't deserve anything. This may seem silly to you, but recently I went to Whataburger, so don't shoot me down, y'all. Don't hate me for the health journey. Please. It's really the only burger in town where I don't feel sick. I just don't get lettuce in it and I don't get those kind of things. But I made a donation and I got a Whataburger coupon. Now, this is what I normally do with my coupons. I give them away. Now, I was thinking about this when I saw that coupon in my car, and I thought, I usually give this away to someone who could use it and someone who would need it more than me. And I almost did. And something inside me said, wait, do you think you're undeserving of that coupon? And I thought, I hadn't looked at it that way. And so what I did, I got in line at the Whataburger, woohoo, Whataburger, and I used my coupon to get a free Whataburger. And while I'm making that exchange, giving my coupon and receiving that free Whataburger, I realized, wait, that coupon was it was little, but it was a sign of abundance. And I had been rejecting it. I've been rejecting my own abundance. If you'll catch it, it can shift you. Ask yourself, where do you shift? Where do you not receive abundance? Now, I'm not talking about taking, receiving as if you deserve it. This is not that. This is not that kind of prosperity. If you're doing nothing and you're getting all of this, then that's not an exchange at all. I'm talking on the inside, the internal world, where maybe we don't realize, we think we don't deserve the more, the little bit of more. I told y'all yesterday that God had shown me years ago with someone that I loved, that a shelter, I think it was yesterday, it may not have been, that a shelter was actually his provision for her. Otherwise, she would have been under a bridge. That was an abundance for her, an abundance. And then later, it was a facility, a nursing facility, which you think, oh my goodness, how could that be abundance? But if it's between a bridge and a nursing facility is abundance. And it was provision. It was provision. And she was thankful. And it wasn't ideal. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. There were times when I would go up there at 9 or 10 o'clock at night because I felt like God told me to. Like I hear, like, oh, I need to go. And she'd be waiting for someone to come help her with something because she'd been waiting 2 or 3 hours for a nurse to come help her. And they did not respond because they were so overwhelmed and overloaded trying to help other people. Or they were lazy. Usually not lazy. Don't get mad at me. But there have been times when I've gone in at night and seen all the people all gather around just chit-chatting away, looking at their phones, talking, when I knew that she had been waiting and asking for help and the button was on. So I'm just saying, so don't get mad at me. Anyway, back to the subject. You know, social media is like, if I don't give you your attention, you don't stay with me. So I'm not doing this just for giggles, guys. I'm sharing with you things I have learned and sharing with you things I know will help you. And if it doesn't help you, maybe it'll help a friend. But I was like, oh, somebody else need that more. I'm fine. That's not humility. Listen, that's a poverty agreement wearing a costume. Do you understand? That was a poverty agreement wearing like a costume of virtue. Oh, I don't need it. Here, you have it. Here, you can take it. It's okay. You use it. Now, I don't think that was my attitude. My attitude inside is like, hey, I know you like this place. Hey, this will help you. You don't always have a lot of money, so here, use this. But where was my insides in a poverty agreement? It was, and I didn't realize it. I did not realize it. So moving from being a giver by depletion to being a receiver by design, abundance is not going to fill a closed hand. You know, we always have those analogies. If your hands are gripped around things all the time and your hands are full, you have no room for anything else, right? So the same hand that gives must also learn and must also practice receiving, and it can happen at the same time. I remember a family that was going through a season where they really just didn't have a lot, and so they were receiving. And I noticed there was no giving going on, and I thought, this is out of balance. Now, did they have a lot of money? No. Could they, like when they made a pie or something, offer a pie or something to give? Yes, they could. Something where it's not just one way. And they were learning because they had been big givers. See, they had been big givers without receiving. And then they moved into being big receivers without giving. And they had to come into the balance of giving and receiving at the same time, asking and receiving at the same time. Asking and receiving at the same time, because we can't have anything hold on to us. Money can't control us. Lack of money can't control us. More money shouldn't control us. Sickness should not control us. I think that's why Jesus was so effective. You know, it talked about him being a man without a home or whatever, but you know, he wasn't poor. And so he could have anything he wanted whenever he wanted. It just wasn't control. He wasn't controlled by the system of the finances. Boy, there's a word there. He wasn't controlled by the system of the world's money. And he wasn't also controlled by the system of the church's money. He just wasn't controllable. He was giving and he was receiving, walking out life in community with other people. Not depleted. Not depleted. Hands open, giving and receiving. And see, isn't that what's true about generosity? The ones who give the most powerfully in the world are the ones who have the more, because you cannot pour from empty. So overflow is a source of great generosity. So I would like you to just think to yourself, you know, I usually broadcast more for women, but if you're watching this and you're a man, it could be inside of you too. I want you to just ask yourself, lie versus truth. These are just simple things. Wanting more for myself is selfish. I want you to let that sit in you and ask yourself, do you feel like that? Do you feel like wanting more for yourself is selfish? If you do, put it in the comments if you feel like it's okay to do that. Or you can private message me and say, yeah, I have that issue. Tell me. Love to know. Maybe there's something I can do to shift you or help you or something. I don't know. But that's what we do. But what is the truth? Your abundance blesses everyone in your world. And a financially free woman can give at a scale a depleted woman cannot give. Now, I'm mostly talking about money. I am. But body, soul, spirit, and finances. Body, soul, spirit, finances. We need all of these in alignment with the truth inside from our spiritual life. What's another lie? Christian sacrifice. For me, it'd be like a good woman would sacrifice. Oh, a good woman would just sacrifice that. A good woman would give all that up. As if it's good and bad. Again, coming back to a measuring stick. You're either good or you're bad. Because, if you're a good woman, then that's Christ-like. Now, this has nothing to do with this. Okay, I told myself recently I'm going to start saying what's on my mind. But it just came to my thought is, there are women that share husbands. That share her husband. Talk about a sacrifice. Also talk about being a victim. Let me just say. Most women don't share. Not that. I'm just saying. That's ridiculous. As Darren Begley used to say, that's just ignorance before breakfast. So sacrificing, the sacrifice, and I'm talking about the attitude. Oh, I'm just giving it. Oh, like it's almost like martyrdom because that's Christ-like. But is it? But is it Christ-like? What's the truth? Jesus modeled abundance. What did he do? He fed thousands. He turned water into wine. Oh my gosh. He was multiplying. Multiplication is the code. It is the language of the kingdom. But sacrifice from depletion was never the model. Can you find that as the model? Now, I know in the Old Covenant we had a woman that had nothing and was asked to give it all, and then she filled up all her bottles out of obedience and ended up with all this abundance. I get that. Fast forward, that was great prophetic insight about the future of the oil, the real oil. Abundance, the real oil. What's another lie? What about the lie of if I receive too much, someone else will go without? We were talking yesterday. I don't think this was public. It was in a coaching call. We were talking about how, or it might have been public. I don't remember. We were talking about how taught that you want to eat everything on your plate. Eat everything because there are people starving. Now listen, there are people starving. I am not discounting that. I'm talking about the inside of us. If I receive too much, someone else will go without. So I've got to either receive it all, take 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 it all. And I need to do it fast. Oh my God, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Oh my God, I got to protect it. And if I can do that, or, oh, I just need to give it away. Let me just, so they don't go without. Or you take yourself into a place where you're compromising your own safety, your own boundaries in your own finances, so that someone else will not go without. Now, there are times when I don't have what there are times when I still compromise that. There are. Because my sister's like this too, saying she was like, I can't allow someone not to eat. And so we do our best to be kind and generous because there are seasons of life we go through. And I know people in a season like that, and who wants to be in a season where they have no food? I had someone say to me a few weeks ago that their kids were hungry. And I was like, oh my God. Can you imagine being a parent and your kid saying, hey, Mom, I'm hungry. Dad, I'm hungry. You're hungry too, right? But you're like, you don't want your kid to go without. I think that's how God is. God does not want us going without. I don't think that's his idea. I really don't. But what's the truth? Abundance is not a finite pie. And you flourishing does not diminish another person. Matter of fact, when you win, when you're abundant, you often inspire others around you. Now, there are times I have seen the ones who are like, wow, can't believe they got that. I can't believe they're doing that. Oh, they won that. Wow. I've seen that because the other person's thinking, I've worked so hard and I got nothing. I'm better than they are. I've been in this game longer than they have. I mean, all the different things that go on in the mind that nobody talks about because, we don't want to talk about what's ungodly inside of us. I can picture it and see it. But yet, for whatever reason, something inside that other person had an agreement with abundance. Moving out of being conscious of poverty, but being conscious of the abundance. And sometimes they're incremental little steps. This is not just, wow. I mean, that's why I think, there are times you can read stories of people who won the lottery, went from literally nothing and got millions of dollars and were broke within a year because they did not know how to steward the abundance. That's why I feel like this is a safe way to address what we need on the inside so we can make these incremental shifts and move into a place of noticing, being aware, being conscious, receiving, giving, the exchange, seeing generosity, seeing where we, like that little thing with Whataburger. That was a big woo for me. That was eye-opening for me. Because I would push away my abundance to give my abundance to someone else. Listen, because I didn't realize on the inside of me, I didn't think I deserved the abundance. Will I still give away coupons? Of course I will. I'm not just going to take it just because I can take it. It was the inside I needed. It was coming out of agreement with poverty in a way I didn't realize I had it. These are very practical things. They're worth looking at. They're worth taking a moment and considering, do I have an agreement with poverty inside of me? And you can have money and still have an agreement with poverty. Maybe you don't take care of yourself in a different way besides your money. You might have all the money and you're rocking and rolling with your money, but maybe something else in your life really sucks because you are in poverty in that area. And so these are worth looking at, right? And so, I'd love to have a scripture. Let's have a little scripture here. Passion Translation, the spirit of the Passion Translation in Luke 6. And I'm pretty sure it's Luke 6:38. Anyway, when you give with an open and generous heart, the return that comes back to you is pressed down. It's shaken together. It's overflowing. It's more than you can contain. And the measure you use for others becomes a measure used for you. Now, that's a sowing and reaping thing, which I'm really not in agreement with the sowing and reaping, but it's a definite principle, isn't it? A definite principle. Are we sowing to reap, or are we learning to live in this flow with Spirit where we're not controlled by the systems in this world? And believe me, there's a lot of systems in this world. And the Mirror Bible, the spirit of the Mirror Bible would be generosity activates the divine law of return. When you release freely, what you release freely flows back multiplied. It's not wishful thinking, it's the design of the kingdom. I love that. The design of the kingdom. Could that be the design of the king? The Christ who lives within you? the Spirit, the source, the God, the creator, yeah, that one, the voice inside. So anyway, last thing, I want you to train your body to receive, okay? So I want you to do something physical right now if you can. You might need to sit down. You can probably stand up, however you want to do it, however it's effective for you. But place both hands in your lap, okay, with your palms down, and I want you to notice how it feels. Notice how it feels to just palms down. How does that feel? Comment, tell me, how does it feel just to be down, down? Now, does it feel closed? Does it feel protected? Does it feel controlled? Because you are doing it on purpose. Hands down. Now, slowly, I want you to turn them over with palms up. Do you feel a difference in your body between those two positions? I do. Just breathe in and out. Breathe into the palms being open on your lap, would you? Because there's a difference. And if you don't feel it, go back. Put your hands back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now put your palms up. Breathe in and breathe out and feel the difference in your body between those two positions. The difference really is real. And I want you to take a breath. I want you to take a breath for 4 counts with your palms open. If you want to lift them up like this, you can. I do. I just feel I like it. So breathing in. And exhale. And just say, I'm open to receive. I'm open to receive. Abundance finds me easily. Ooh, I made a rhyme. I'm open to receive. Abundance finds me easily. I'm open to receive. Abundance finds me easily. I like that. Now I want you to keep your palms open and think of something you have been deflecting. See if Spirit shows you something. Just think for a minute. Maybe it's an opportunity for work and you keep saying no because you're in your comfort zone and you don't want to either be promoted or you don't want to change lanes, excuse me, or you don't want to take a chance with something else because you don't want to lose what you got. I don't know. These are just ideas. Or maybe it's an offer of some kind. It could be a compliment. When you get a compliment, this is what I used to do. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, thank you. You too. You too. Now, I do say you too because I mean it. But there was a time like, oh, thank you so much. You too. But I wasn't really receiving the compliment. I wasn't receiving the goodness that came with it. I have a precious friend, and I know her sincerity. And she is really speaking truth out. And I do receive when she speaks to me. I know her sincerity. She's not just talking. She's not just saying it to say, oh, how are you doing? Oh, you look so good. You look so nice. She's not doing that. She's coming from a place of intention when she shares something. And it's like a gift. Excuse me. My apologies. It's like a gift. The compliment's like a gift. It's abundance coming to me. So think for a minute of something you have been deflecting. Now in your mind, I want you to say yes to it. And I want you to see the situation in your mind where you say no or deflect. Okay. And then I want you to feel what it feels like to say yes instead of deflecting. Instead of going, oh, just see yourself going, oh, thank you. Notice any resistance. If you have resistance, it's because you have trained yourself to have resistance. That's a pattern. It's a program working inside of you, probably since you're a little kid. And it's so part of you, you don't realize it. But training can be retrained. You know, you can retrain. You can shift something that's been in place for your whole life. So every morning this week, with palms open, I want you to breathe in abundance. I want you, palms open, breathing in, receiving, just receiving. Palms open, breathing in abundance, seeing abundance come your way, seeing doors opening to you, seeing life open to you, seeing the heavens open to you, seeing offers coming to you, seeing possibilities coming to you, seeing coupons coming to you. So you can rewire your receiving channel. And this will be like an anchor for you, the simple anchor, receiving. If you'll do this every day, with intention, shifting, the deflecting, rewiring, so you're receiving. So the doors are opening. I believe you'll see a shift. You'll see a rewiring taking place. Incremental little steps bring big changes over time. And in my coaching work, we anchor this at a much deeper level. And today you opened the channel. You open the channel. So the channel is open. Now you need to flood it. You need to flood the channel with abundance. And be looking, if you're interested in the 5-day coming up, love to have you come to go deeper. Come all the way in. Coming all the way in. Just comment a yes or I want to know, or any comment, and we'll respond to you and give you the link and give you information. And I bless you with abundance. I bless you from my spirit alive in Christ. I bless you from my spirit alive in the Creator and the source of all life, love, and living. To live from a place of unconditional love, to live from a place of unconditional forgiveness, and to receive unconditional abundance. Until soon, I bless you and I bless you and I bless you again. And this is Donna Reiners. And if you'd like the rest of our series, let me know. We're just doing a series of abundance. Until soon. Bye.